photograph that I saw right at the end of the 2015 World Cup. The game against Bangladesh has just been lost, and England are coming off, and there's a photograph. And and since you mentioned Owen Morgan's in that photograph, and you will never see a more downcast group of cricketers. What changed? Because England backed Morgan, which I thought was an interesting choice, because we normally tend to sack people wholesale after a campaign like that. But what changed? Because one of the things I remembered when I saw England play Bangladesh that day, I've never seen Bangladesh start favourites against England in away conditions, but England were batting like they were in a rickshaw, in a tuk-tuk, on an expressway. Everyone's driving on the expressway. England was still there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say they were in a rickshaw, to be honest. I thought they were walking. Well, if you actually look at the strategy leading into that 2015, the two new white balls came into play just before that. And most teams around the world looked at those two new white balls and thought, two hard balls, attack.
No reverse.
Correct. Just attack. That ball's going to stay harder for longer. Yeah, it might swing for a couple of overs, but you play more aggressively. England went the opposite. They thought, two new white balls, you need test match openers to try and see off that new white ball and then capitalise towards the end of innings. The old school mentality. You know, the selection going into that World Cup, I'll mention a few. Adil Rashid was around the time, didn't get picked. Ben Stokes, best all-rounder in the world now. Of course, he wasn't playing as well as he is now then, but he wasn't in the party. He had players like Gary Balance, Jonathan Trott, Ian Bell was at the top of the order. So it was very much a traditional, old-school style of one-day cricket that England were playing. And you know, I think many around the England team and who were talking about the team were frustrated because we could see that the Aussies, New Zealand, particularly New Zealand, who had taken their one-day game to a different level under the leadership of Brendan McCullum, playing this brave, fearless approach. And in a funny way, I look back at the 2015 World Cup, probably the best thing that happened to English one-day team. But